This is Charlie Parsons for the Stomping Ground, powered by Wow Hydrate and available on the DAZN app for subscribers. Frank Smith joins me from sunny Puerto Rico. How's life, sir?
Much better than what it sounds like it is in England, mate. It's
Depressing.
uh it's 34 degrees, sun is shining, everything's good, mate. And I can see the sea.
12 degrees here and it's raining.
I mean, what do you expect though? It's June, like it's not like it's coming to the summer, perfect British weather.
It's actually killing me. I nearly jumped on a little Wizz Air flight to Croatia, but
Yeah, I'm sure you did.
I
Or just popped out to Dubai, world's changed for you, mate. World's changed.
we're trying. I suppose let's go on to why you are there. Subriel Matias takes on Liam Paro. Would I be right in saying that although I suppose yourself, Team Matchroom, would probably want Matthias to win the new signing and everything, it would probably work out either way. Liam Paro's got a lot going for him, fought on a lot of your shows, etc.
Now, look, we promote both guys. So, when you're involved with both fighters, you just want to deliver the best possible opportunities. Obviously, Subriel, a fighter we signed, many people believe one of the best fighters right now around. Everyone wanted his signature. We're going to have sold out 10,000 people on Saturday night in there. He's a big star. He's a big star, and there's huge potential to do even more here and go to bigger venues in Puerto Rico. But at the same time, Liam Paro is someone we worked with, as you say, for a long time. He's signed to Matchroom as well. So look, may the best man win. At the end of the day, our job is to make great fights. And if that involves two of our fighters, then so be it. And, when they get in the ring, we don't make any difference. It's just those two in the ring. So look, I'm just looking forward to a great fight and great to deliver. It's great to deliver a massive opportunity as well for Liam Paro to fight for a world title.
I suppose let's stick on the topic of the £140 division then. Um, what's next for the winner?
Well, look, Richardson Hitchens is the mandatory. So I think that will be ordered straight after for Hitchens to fight to fight the winner of Saturday night's fight. There's lots of other stuff going on in the 140 division. Devin Haney, Sandor Martin's obviously been ordered by the WBC, purse bid soon for that. Um, lots of talk about Jack Catterall coming off the back of that great win against Josh Taylor, potential Barboza fight, which would then set up the mandatory for Teofimo Lopez as well. So lots of opportunities, lots of big fights to be made. But I think let's see, Saturday night first and foremost, go from there.
My next two questions were about Devin Haney and Jack Catterall, and it's almost like you've answered them without seeing what I had there. I'll ask you about Jack anyway. I believe that you're looking to do the first boxing event at the new AO Arena. This is a really dull question, firstly, that not many people are going to like the answer. Oh, go on.
Co-op arena, not
Co-op
the
Arena.
AO.
Sorry, not
Yeah,
the... Is the AO the other one?
AO's the other one. Co-op's
Yeah.
the one at the Man City complex.
So that was my question. Why that place?
I mean, look, it'd be amazing to do it. It's a great venue. They've obviously got UFC there end of July. They've announced a whole host of other events and these new venues are a great place to put on shows. Great experience for the fight fans coming as well. So something we'd like to try. We've been working with Oakview Group who built it, and then lots of discussions with them broadly about a lot of things. And I think I think it'd be great to do an event there. I think it'd do really big numbers, and yeah, makes a lot of sense.
Well, then, I suppose on the Barboza side of stuff, you've been speaking to the guys at Golden Boy. How is that? I know the whole Eddie Oscar De La Hoya situation just seemed weird by the day. One minute it's sort of friendly, the next minute it's not. I suppose not so much on Hearn's side. But I believe you yourself dealing with the broader team within Golden Boy, Eric Gomez, everyone, it's quite cool.
Yeah, look, I've always said it that, regardless of Eddie's or the public spats of more Oscar towards Eddie, it doesn't and has never stopped us doing business before. Now we've made many fights over the last year. We obviously share a broadcast partner in DAZN as well. So yeah, I've been talking with Eric Gomez daily. I spoke to him yesterday, hoping for an update very soon. I think it's a brilliant fight if we can make it happen. We've made a strong offer. So look, hopeful we can do it. But the Oscar piece doesn't really stand in the way. We've always done good business, and I don't see that changing.
I suppose moving forward, there was a video of Tyson Fury that circulated over the last week or so. A lot of people have sort of hit out and basically said it's ridiculous that people are even getting on his case. Someone shouldn't really have filmed in the first place. He's just had his fight. He's okay to go to the boozer. We've all been in that situation. Do you share the same kind of thoughts?
Look, I think everyone's got, it's where we go back to, everyone's got an opinion on everything everyone does, but I think because, and I've said this before, because he's quite an outspoken character who takes a view on everything everyone does, people are then going to take a position on everything he does. That's the reality of life. And when it comes down to it, it's like he may just be on a single night out, got hammered, and like you say, a lot of people have been in that position. A lot of people have been in much worse position than that, but because of who he is, he's going to get filmed. He's going to, and yeah, look, I don't agree whether it's a fighter, whether it's someone famous, filming people for comedy or whatever they were doing it for. I don't really agree with whether it was a boxer or someone else, but unfortunately, that's the position you put yourself in when you have when you're a famous personality. We're lucky. Well, more me, not so much you, Parsons. You have to deal with that kind of thing now. If you get in that state, people are going to film you and be sending it out there. But I think it's more about if he's doing it regularly and it's because he's suffering off the back of a loss. It's a different conversation. If it's just a night out and he had one too many, such is life, and he won't be the first and he won't be the last person to do that.
Yeah, fair enough. Well, he goes into that Oleksandr Usyk rematch. I believe December 21st is the date. I was going to say provisional, but when the Saudis put something out, the likelihood is, regardless, we've not seen a poster, press conference, everything, it probably will happen. Um, I suppose I've asked you before about the corner and the team and everything, so I won't go into that too much. But December makes more sense than October, probably, and it's not like the fight was sort of a landslide away from him. There's probably ways that you can go about it without taking anything away from Oleksandr Usyk because a tremendous athlete and will only get better. But um, fair to still give Tyson chance going into the rematch.
I think they can all beat each other.
Yeah.
All of them at that level. When you're talking about that level of boxing ability, skill, power, they can all beat each other. But as you say, Tyson Fury can get better. Oleksandr Usyk can get better as well. And we've seen it many a times with Oleksandr Usyk where he just finds a way. He's got so much ability, obviously. So look, I think it's a great fight. It was a great fight the first time around. And I think the second fight will deliver as well. I think the time, giving them a bit of extra time, it was a tough fight for both of them as well. Especially we saw Usyk after as well coming out the ring. So giving them that extra time is going to be better. You want them both to be in their prime condition going into a fight of that magnitude. So, but I do believe it can go anyway, just like if any of them get in with each other.
Frank, September the 21st, we sort of assume, even though not being announced, and I think Eddie said the likelihood is, although still potentially options, but with Deontay Wilder losing and Daniel Dubois winning, paves the way for an all British heavyweight clash at Wembley Stadium. We've got a press conference, I believe, sometime in like 10 days or so in London. Likelihood is it'll be Dubois.
I mean, let's see what happens at that press conference.
Oh
That's
man.
10 days away.
Oh man.
What do
Okay,
you want me to?
tell me what other options there are.
Look, we've seen the Saudis have done unbelievable shows all around the world now. So, they could deliver huge nights. It could surprise you, Charlie. But
Supposedly.
lots of speculation, lots of talk. I think, we're just 10 days away from a big press conference and we'll see what gets announced.
Not giving me anything on that one then.
Nothing. Again, you say this every time. When have I ever given you anything on
Oh,
anything that
true.
hasn't been announced?
That is true. That is true.
So what's the point in spoiling an announcement? Otherwise, there's no point.
Boxing, isn't it? Everything's spoiled before.
I know, but it's not as fun, is it?
It's not as
It's
fun.
quite nice.
Anything's going to change. You are actually, I'll give you credit. I think you are one of the very few people in this industry that don't put things out there before they're. Because Ed does it, Frank Warren does it.
But we've seen so many times where things, until it's done, it's not done. That may sound stupid, but you know what I mean. So I'm not putting myself in that position ever on any fight, of whether it's 4 rounds, 12 rounds, or whatever it is.
For next week, little bit gutted to lose a fight that feels a little bit cursed. Cameron Vong versus Jordan Flynn. I mean, a great little late replacement opponent for a 4-0 fighter in Cameron Vong and fighting Jeff Afori now, but gutted. But also a big bill in Birmingham next Saturday.
Yeah, look, massive build. As you say, it's a real shame that fight was building some good pace. Obviously got delayed the first time round due to injury to Cameron. Now it's, Jordan's injured. He's had an operation, I think I saw the other day. I think that fight will still happen at some point. It's doomed for the minute, but I'm sure we will get there with it. It's not the first time that's been cancelled twice. First fight that's been cancelled twice and then gone on to happen. So I'm sure we'll get there with it. Jeff Afori is a great fight. We saw him against that win against Callum French. As you say, Cameron taking on a tough test, just 4 fights in. But we believe he's got all the skill and ability to go all the way. So excited for that. Felix Cash back out. Felix, someone I think who now is focused and knows what he needs to do, in his career. He's had ups and downs in his career, but I think now he knows what he needs to go into. Tyler Denny is going to bring huge crowd in Birmingham next Saturday and a tough fight as well against Tyler Denny, because this is Tyler Denny's huge opportunity.
Tyler Denny, a boxer fighter. Shalom be welcome at Ringside next Saturday?
Look, we're just as anyone would be. If he wants a ticket, text and ask, and I'm sure we can find a seat for him, mate. Why don't you let him know?
When you say fight, what does that mean?
Yes, he'll be welcome ringside to watch Tyler Denny.
On Promoters Row with the fellas?
With what fellas? Us?
Yes.
Might have a few people in between us, just in case it all gets a bit hairy.
Okay. Do you expect...
Charlie, we're not the kind of people who aren't going to let...
I know, Frank. I never said you weren't. I was just curious.
Oh, right. Are you trying to spin something up? Why don't you, when you speak to him at the show tomorrow night, ask him if he fancies it?
Well, our new hire, Oscar Bevis, shout out, is there.
Ask Oscar to ask him if he wants to come.
We'll ask him if he wants.
Yeah. Well, he could just text me, but
no text.
Maybe. No, we can just talk through you. So you tell Oscar.
So I'm the middleman in bringing Ben Shalom and Frank Smith together at Promoters Row via Oscar Bevis.
Whatever you want to call it, mate.
Sound a bit more important for myself.
You're very important. You're important.
No.
Doing admin today. Anyway, rest that card before you butted in with that, sort of just trying to call some kind of headline for your title to get views. So we covered that. Shannon Ryan against Emma Dolan. Brilliant fight as well. British title fight that was supposed to happen back in February. So glad we got that back on the line. And a fight that I'm really looking forward to, is Conor Walker. That is a massive fight.
Conor Walker
against Lewis Crocker.
Great fight.
That's it. Yeah, brilliant fight between those two. I think that is going to be all out tear up between those two boys.
I felt like you were going to say more, and I didn't know if I was butting in.
No, like some great kick. I mean, you keep doing that. So for anyone that thinks I keep stopping, it's because Charlie keeps going like this. So
the problem, Frank, is obviously you're in Puerto Rico and I'm in Cirencester, and obviously the interwebs aren't communicating.
Maybe I should make me big and you small, so I can't see when you go like this.
That would work.
Yeah, I'll do that.
Leonard Ellaby has left Mayweather Promotions.
Has left the building.
He's still with Tank. He's still with Tank. What are your thoughts on it all? Do you know something we don't?
No, I don't really know Leonard Ellaby. I've only met him a couple of times. I don't know what his situation was. I don't know what he was really doing, to be honest. Honestly, I don't know what Mayweather Promotions were doing. But, a lot of fighters were leaving them. So I don't know what the business plan was. But yeah, he seems to be with Tank. I don't know, again, what his role is with Tank. I think Tank respects him and has had him round a long time. But yeah, interesting. And Richard Schaefer has replaced him.
Indeed. Saudi Boxing League we're hearing about. And we're hearing that the Saudi Arabians, Seller, GEA, whoever it is, His Excellency Turki Al-Sheikh, are speaking to all of the promoters, while we're hearing Matchroom Queensbury, Top Rank Golden Boy, and PBC to create some form of boxing league, rumoured to be 12 weight classes. I don't quite know how it will work out. I'm sure it's a bit of a longer term plan. Have you had an approach? And are you able to shed us any light on how this would materialize or anything?
I'm hearing what you're hearing. You know, all these articles I've seen, the New York Times article, I've seen multiple articles around it. But really, as much as you know on it, I
Okay.
think what Saudi are doing for boxing is brilliant. I think we've seen some tremendous nights. You know, LA on August 3rd as well. You know, venturing not just but out of Saudi now into international markets. August 3rd, September 21st as well in London. I think what they're doing for the sport of boxing is great, amongst other sports as well, all around the world. And yeah, I think anything they can continue to do to grow the sport, you know, and take it to another level. But you know, they're delivering the biggest fights out there. They're making fights happen that maybe wouldn't have happened in the past, and they're bringing people together that maybe wouldn't have worked together as closely in the past. So I think everything they're doing is beneficial for the sport, and they obviously have a clear strategy and plan of how they want to keep developing.
Nothing your end though so far on some form of league or something of them getting involved with
Some
you?
form of legal. No, no, Charles. But like I say, boxing's in a great place, and long may it continue.
Great political answer, Francis. We love it. Um, Anui versus Akhmadaliev, we believe. He's been mandated. MJ's quite a cool kid, let's say. I mean, we saw the little video just gone up. Do we expect that to be some form of Riyadh season card or something if that materializes? We know His Excellency's a big fan of Anui.
Yeah, he's a big fan of Inoue, as you said. I think he's spoken about it very publicly. There's been a lot of talk there. But MJ's our guy. He got unlucky when he was defending his belts. He was ready to go in and fight Inoue. After that, he lost though. He went back in for a final eliminator, and now he's getting his chance. You know, I think it's the best and toughest fight out there at the weight for Inoue, and I'm looking forward to seeing it happen. You know, we've worked with MJ for a long, long time. Just like you know, he's in the same stable, obviously, as Madrimov, who fights Crawford. You know, one of the pound for pound best. If we can get the Inoue Akhmadaliev fight down, another one of the guys facing pound for pound best. You know, Giasov's mandatory as well for Stanionis for the WBA world title. So great time for all those guys who we worked with for the last 3 or 4 years. And I think, like I say, it's the best fight out there to be made right now. So hopefully we can get that all over the line very soon. Inoue is obviously a superstar in Japan. He's doing amazing things. What he did in at the Tokyo Dome, you know, 50 odd thousand people, sensational, you know. And I'm sure we're looking forward to a little trip to Japan with it. But if it takes place anywhere else, if there's opportunity to do it anywhere else, 100%. But massive fight, and hopefully we can get it over the line soon.
Just from sort of fans' comments and stuff, obviously a great show next Saturday, and there's some great things. Obviously, Frank Warren and the Magnificent Seven cards, and you've got the Johnny Fisher show in London and stuff. But feels like, and I suppose when you've got the stat cards out in Saudi as such, you don't necessarily have the access to as many fighters. We know that Sonny Edwards fights on the Arizona card at the end of the year, but in terms of UK main events, is there more of an intent for the second half of the year to sort of, I know you talk about Catterall Barboza and doing a great event in Manchester and stuff like that, but I suppose more so than ever, perhaps you guys seeing off the back of the success to Taylor Catterall too, sort of reignites that spark to bring those big nights back to the UK. Are there stuff that you're working on, you know, your Wood Warrington twos and stuff like that?
Yeah, look, I think as you say, Catterall Barboza is a brilliant fight. You're bringing over the WBO ranked #1 there if we can get it over the line. Jack Catterall coming off the back of that tremendous win against Josh Taylor. Wood Warrington's a fight we want to make. We want to make that rematch. We're working through that now and in conversations for that. You know, Sonny Edwards, who, as you said there, he fights on Phoenix, but I really want to make Sonny Edwards against Galawi fight. That's a fight we're working on as well for another one of our shows. You know, we know the pressure's on. We know we need to deliver big nights in the UK. You've obviously got September 21st will be a big night at Wembley Stadium. You know, a Riyadh season card, but lots of, you know, look, there's lots of big fights we want to make. And yes, delivering nights like what we had with Taylor Catterall, you know, seeing how special that night was, the atmosphere, you know, we got to keep pushing. And that's what we're working towards for the next 6 months.
We saw that Jake Paul Mike Tyson was cancelled. Obviously, you guys let Katie Taylor go over there to fight Serrano. Do you know from your end if Katie Taylor will still be fighting Serrano on that date, or are you able to shed anything on that? We hear that Jake Paul may have a new main event opponent, or
I'll leave it to MVP, obviously, to do what they need to do to announce what they need to announce. You know, Casey Taylor, Amanda Serrano is a huge fight as a standalone in its own right. But yeah, I'm sure as and when they're in a position to announce what they need to announce, they will be doing that. I think November is the sort of planned date, or sometime in November, which
Yeah,
I think they announced for the Mike Tyson fight. But yeah, let's see.
cool. All right, Frank, thank you very much for your time. The Euros are starting today. Scotland
Who's
versus
playing?
Germany, Scotland. Um, I'm sure, I know you're not a massive football fan. Is this the year for England?
Say that every few years, don't we?
Yeah,
I mean, I will say I went to when the Euros, where I went to quite a lot of the Euro games, and when we got to the final against it, actually the semi-final was probably one of the best days out I've had in terms of the atmosphere in there. But we always say this could be the year. I think from my lack of knowledge in football, we seem to have a great football team. But I need to go and do the business. So let's not get our hopes up too much. Let's just enjoy the ride, enjoy the next however many weeks it's going to be. Yeah, that too, months as well. But I think we can do it. But I don't even know. When's our first game, Charles?
Frank.
I'm busy.
That's never an excuse to miss England. I will never miss England.
When's the first game?
Sunday,
What time?
8 p.m. UK.
Oh, I'm on a plane.
Flying, isn't it? Yeah, that's peak.
Hmm.
How does one go from
Otherwise,
Puerto Rico to Birmingham?
uh, you go Puerto
Oh,
Rico to New
oh,
York, New
well,
York to London,
not even that
then
fast.
straight to the office Monday, Tuesday in London, Wednesday car from Brighton up to Birmingham. I mean, it's as easy as that, really.
Wow. Wow. Okay, Frank. Thank you very much. Is that a Uniqlo Airism tee?
No, it's Sunspell.
Oh, that told me.
There you
Thanks.
go.
See
Cheers, mate.
you later. Bye bye.